So the Kansas City Chiefs are doing something we have never seen before in NFL history. So it's no secret that the Kansas City Chiefs are coming off a year where they won the Super Bowl 38-35 against the Philadelphia Eagles. They have won 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years, and they have went to 3 Super Bowls in the last 4 years. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs are so good that the AFC Championship is literally referred to as the Arrowhead Invitational. And you're probably asking, okay, what does that mean? Well, the Arrowhead Invitational, the reason why people call it that is because the Kansas City Chiefs has been to 5 AFC championships in the last 5 years. And that's due to the main core: Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, and even Chris Jones. But the Chiefs, they have had many of different rosters throughout the years. But in this video, we're covering the roster that we have heading into the 2023 to 2024 season. Now, this is something we've honestly never had before. And I think the Chiefs are building a powerhouse defense, and they still will remain the best offense in the league as long as Andy Reid is the coach. Now, the Chiefs have a very young, versatile wide receiver core, and they're very hungry. It's a bunch of players who's due for big seasons, and they have a young, fast defense that's also very physical and will literally hit anything that's in the way. So when you got a young, fresh team like that, that's hungry and ready for any challenge, I think that's very good. That's actually very good, because they're always going to be fired up, and it's just the energy, and sometimes energy really makes a team. And yeah, this is a new Chiefs team because of that. And when you still have the big three of Mahomes, Kelce, and Chris Jones with a top 3 coach and Andy Reid, then everything should still go smooth. But I like the like players that's becoming superstars. Like Chris Humphrey is a superstar at this point. Trey Smith is a superstar at this point. Joe Thuney is a superstar at this point. Well, I ain't gonna say Trey Smith, but he's becoming one. Then you got Nick Boyle, who I think is a superstar. Snead, who's on his way to. McDuffie, who should have a breakout year. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. Isaiah Pacheco, who should also have over 1,000 yards next year. But yeah, man, out of the core, we're going to be getting to Patrick Mahomes first. So Patrick Mahomes is obviously an unreal player, and he's a special talent we have never seen before. But when we talked about the AFC Championship games earlier, we have to remember that Patrick Mahomes is under center for all 5 of those AFC Championship games. And he won 3 out of 5, and he's also won 2 out of 3 Super Bowls. So Patrick Mahomes is unreal. He's literally a Hall of Famer at the age of 27. He has 2 MVPs. He has 2 Super Bowls, and he's honestly not done yet. Mahomes is just entering his prime. Now, last season was historic for Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes threw for 5,250 yards and 41 TDs with a wide receiver core that he wasn't even familiar with at all. And even after he lost his number 1 wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, Mahomes still managed to have the most yards, the most TDs, and the best QB rating in the entire NFL with a 77.6 rating. And then when you get into Travis Kelce now, Travis Kelce, it's no secret that he's a monster tight end. And in my opinion, he will end his career as the greatest tight end of all time. Now, Travis Kelce literally has 1,000+ yards every season for the last 7 seasons. And last season was honestly unreal for Travis Kelce as well. He had 110 receptions with 1,338 yards. He had 12 TDs. So he's came up big many games. He's came up big the whole season. But when I say he's came up big many games, for example, like week 15 and 16, he had back-to-back 105+ yard games to get us the victories. And even in the playoffs, he came up very big every game. Now, when Mahomes got hurt against the Jacksonville Jaguars, Travis Kelce had to step up. He had 14 receptions on 17 targets, which is absolutely unreal and insane. He had 98 yards as well as 2 touchdowns, and that led the Chiefs to get a win against the Jags. And then he also stepped up pretty well against the Bengals with 78 yards and a TD. And then in the Super Bowl, he did it once again, man, with 81 yards and 1 TD. So Travis Kelce is obviously a very valuable asset to this team. And then you have Chris Jones. Now, Chris Jones led the defense like crazy last season, and he's coming off a monster season that's led many of people in shock. It's left many of people in shock because this was something we haven't seen from him since 2018. Now, last season, Jones had 15.5 sacks with 17 TFLs. He also had 29 QB hits, and he was top 3 in DPOY voting. So that's a very good season. And I do think defensive lineman coach Joe Cullen, he helped out a lot with this. And yeah, he helped out a lot with this. And I think with the additions and the pieces that they put next to Chris Jones, he could have an identical season to the one he's coming off of, or even better. So the reason I spoke about these three is because, like I said, they are the core to the team. They are the three best players on the team, and they are all needed here. And if the Chiefs didn't have all three of these players, then it would be a very tricky team, man. A very tricky team. But the only problem is, like, Travis Kelce, man, he's not getting any younger, and it's going to be time to find someone who could develop behind him soon. Now, some people believe that Noah Gray and Jody Fortson could be that guy. Or some people believe the Chiefs should go out there and draft a tight end next season. Or some people even believe that the Chiefs should just go for Kyle Pitts, which I would like better because I do think Kyle Pitts would fit in with this system very well. So it's really a lot the Chiefs are cooking up there in Kansas City, and it just makes you very excited for the season coming up. And it makes you think the Chiefs could go 17-0, which I really hope happens because it's so possible. I'm telling you it is. But it's really just a lot. It's really a lot ahead for the Chiefs. Like, the future is really bright for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they're going to win another Super Bowl. And you got to remember, they're also improving their O-line even more. Now, the Chiefs have a top 3 interior O-line unit in the league, if not the best. But they're really trying to improve their whole O-line as a whole. Now, they went out there and they got 2 agile and athletic tackles in Donovan Smith and Jawan Taylor. Now, Donovan Smith is a huge upgrade over Orlando Brown when he's healthy, and Jawan Taylor is clearly a super huge upgrade over Andrew Wiley. And with O-line coach Andy Heck, I expect big seasons from Jawan Taylor and Donovan Smith, man. They're both super talented, and they just need the right coaching. And then Brett Veach is still doing his little magic. He's finding a lot of value with some UDFAs. Like, some notable ones are Cam Jones, Deneric Prince, and Nico Remigio. I have to do a video on Nico Remigio still. Still haven't done one on that yet. And Veach literally gave out $1.1 million in guaranteed money to the UDFA group as a whole. And we touch on Deneric Prince. I have a video on him already. He's literally like a Pacheco clone. I'm going to make another video on him very soon. And yeah, so it's really a lot cooking up in Kansas City right now. And they're improving their defense, and they're investing in their defense a lot too. Like, I expect them to be a top 10 unit this year. Like, if you look at the Chiefs, look at their D-line, you got George Karlaftis, right? George Karlaftis, he's a first-round pick 30th. Then you got Anu Usama, first-round pick 31st. Chris Jones, second-round pick 37th, 4 years, $80 million. You get it? Derek Nandi, third round. Coburn, 6th-round pick. Donna, 5th-round pick. And then you got Minihu, 2 years, $16 million. So the Chiefs are investing in all positions in the defensive, system, right? So they're investing in all positions on their defense. And then when you go to the linebacker room, 2nd-round pick Bolton, 2nd-round pick Liddy Gay, 3rd-round pick Leo Chanel, and then a 1 year, $3 million on Tranquil, which is that was a steal. I couldn't believe that. So the Chiefs are investing everywhere in their defense, so they're going to have a top 10 defense, right? And then you got Trent McDuffie, 1st-round pick, who I think is going to be one of the best corners that ever played this game. 4th-round pick in Williams, 4th-round pick in Snead, who's a very great player. Watson, 7th-round pick, who was a steal. And Nick Jones, who's looking like he's going to be a steal with the 7th-round pick. And then you got safeties. They invested a 2nd, and a 4th, a 2nd on Cook, 4th on Chamari Condon, who I made a video on. And then you got Justin Reed with a 3 year, $31 million. And then you got Mike Edwards with a 1 year, $3 million. He's a ball hawk. So the Chiefs, they invested a lot on defense, man. They spent 6 second and 3rd-round picks on defense and 3 1st-round picks on defense. So the Chiefs, they're trying to get a lot of depth on their defense. But Steve Spagnuolo, he's I don't know, it's going to be rough with him, I guess, because I guess it's really rough for him as a defensive coordinator. But I do think he could pull it together, and at least with this unit and this talent, I got a feeling that he could turn this one into a top 10 defense. And I do think the Chiefs could have a top 10 defense because, like I said, you can't invest everywhere with good players and not improve. At that point, we're going to just have to fire Spags. And then when you give him Mahomes a top 5 defense, you're doing something very dangerous, because that's something Patrick Mahomes has never, ever had in his career. And I just really can't wait to see it, man. Like, just imagine Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have to be Superman every game. He could just... He could just literally, like, sell the game almost and still get saved by his defense for once, like Tom Brady. That'd be very good, man. But yeah, man, so this is just another banger video. I got a lot of content on the way. We're monetized now, so we want to start pushing like this. Like, this is gonna be crazy. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, man. I got more coming. I got a lot of video ideas coming soon. So your boy Chiefs Priority, and I'm out, man. Peace.